Welcome everyone. Today we have another guide for Path of Exile. This time it's about something that's essential for the game. It's about loot filter. So what is loot filter? If you go into options and if you scroll down with UI, you can see over here I actually have a list of item filters. The game allows you to have different filters, and here depending on the strictness of the filters, you can actually pretty much see different items. You kind of don't see the items you don't want, and you get much more better experience in the game. It also warns you with a sound effect to tell you if it's a really rare item, a really valuable item has dropped. So let's look at the loot filter in action. I'm going to go to filter blade, which is the default tier of the loot filter. And yes, the loot filter I'm using is called filter blade. There's lots of filters out there, so I decided to use this one because it was introduced by friends, X-Knife and friends on the stream, and it was really helpful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run with my class. I'm going to try to find some minions. I'll show you guys the loot filter in action. So notice that you can press Alt to kind of show the items the loot filter filters out. It will shrink the text of the items that's not very valuable. It will actually show you the items that you might be wanting. And let me see. I probably won't get any good drops here because the levels are pretty low. I'm just going to find one item that's going to drop it. Nothing's good. So items are dropping still. Notice I'm filtering them out, so I don't see any items until I see something of value. So for this loot filter, those items are more valuable. And this way, I'm actually only picking up the more valuable items. I'm missing all the non-valuable items. My screen will be a mess if I don't have the loot filter. And if I increase the tier of the loot filter, let's say if I go to very strict, I stop seeing those as well. So those items are not valuable into the late game, but they can be valuable in early games, especially having different recipes to trade with vendors, different combinations. They can be really good. So this saves you much better time in just trying to figure out what's good and what's not as a new player, or even veteran players. This helps a lot. And now we talk about the loot filter. Let's look into how to get a loot filter. So over here we have the loot filter website. This is the loot filter main website, lootfilter.xyz, and it is, I believe, a completely free website for people who love Path of Exile. What you can do is you can log into the website, and once you're into the website, you can pick the different strictness of the filter. You can go with the regular, which is the default. You can go up higher. So initially I started with regular, I went up to semi, strict, and very strict, and I stopped at very strict. So this means the strict the items are, the more items, the less items you'll see, but you only see the best ones. So here is a detail. So if you look over here, it shows different balance. Soft is okay, regular is actually much better, and semi is okay. So if you're a new player, they will tell you it's recommended for new players, and then it goes, it's recommended for higher players. What I recommend is starting with regular, and this still keeps you a lot of good items. But if you get deeper into the late game, you can go for semi-strict or even strict. Sometimes when I go much later, I can go with very strict. But that's only good if you have a lot of resource already. You can also pick the style of the loot filter. For example, it's going to load up the style. So what this allows you to do is, when a good item drops, it will actually have different animation. So for example, if you look into the normal style, when a really good item drop, it will be appear in the red section. Red is actually pretty good. And notice something like this. If I click it, you can hear a sound behind it. If I click here, notice there's a sound behind it. So notice the different rarity, different type of items. The loot filter, you can pick a different style. So some people like it red, some people like it orange. No, it's up to them. And after that, what you do is, after selecting a loot filter, you have two choices. You can log in with Path of Exile, which I have done so, and this allows you to manually adjust things. You can save and load after you logged in with Path of Exile. So this way it will tailor against the game for you. Or what you can do is you can download the game. You can download the file and put it into Path of Exile, and there's an instruction for that as well. So if you click download here, you can actually download it without syncing the file with your account, and you can actually follow the instructions here and basically copy paste it in. And once you have this file in, you can go into UI here, go into options, go into UI, you can go into list of filters, which starts with none and default. You can go into filter blade, you can pick it and you can save, and then you have the filters. Now I'll show you guys what happens when I don't have the filter. This is the section. It gets really messy and it gets overwhelming. You're like, oh gosh, do I loot those? Do I not loot it? And for a new player, this can be too much. So, and the best thing is, if I have the loot filter on and a really expensive and really rare item drops, as a new player, I will immediately recognize it. I'll give you guys an example. For example, I'm dropping an item like this. It drops and it's an animation. I drop this one. Notice it's red, it's shiny, it tells me it's good, and I really don't see those kind of items, and that's really important. I better pick those. Those are pretty expensive. So those are something I will show you guys with currency. So yeah, this is a very interesting one, and something like this, very nice. It has an animation, it shows you it's important. And otherwise, you know, things like those, I don't see it. I don't know if it's good or not. So yeah, this loot filter is a short guide, but it's really useful if you plan to go deep into Path of Exile or just reduce the amount of items that appear on the screen. This really helps. Hopefully you guys find this helpful. I'll be making more guides for you guys as we go.